What is up, guys, and welcome back to another video. And today we're going to cover 10 gay Marvel and DC couples, and let's get straight on the list with number 10, Apollo and Midnighter. You may not have heard of Apollo and Midnighter, but these two characters seem to be homagous to Batman and Superman for being such a strong and tight-knit duo. The only difference is that Apollo and Midnighter are lovers. The two had been partners for years, but the writers never really fully stated that they were a couple in the beginning. This was revealed later through different events and dialogues, and the two even get married and adopt a child together. Although being two people in a relationship, they both have different views in the New 52 reboot. Apollo is worried about coming out as gay, while Midnighter couldn't care any less. It's good to see that this couple has opposing views, yet they still have a strong bond for each other. With their story ending after a pretty limited number of issues, it's a shame we can't see more from them. Number 9, Javon and Karolina. These two were something of an unlikely couple when their relationship began, but things seemed to get sorted out with time. Their relationship started off in Runaways when Javon, one of these super Skrulls who can use the powers of the Fantastic Four, tracked down Karolina and informed her that the two had an arranged marriage set by their parents. Karolina rejected the idea at first, not only because it was a surprise, but also because Karolina was a lesbian. Javon was in the form of a man during their encounter, but this problem was solved through the Super Skrull's ability to change its appearance, and so Javon became a woman, and the two started a happy relationship under the new conditions. This couple was great because fans could watch their relationship transform from a surprise rejection to the two people really caring for each other. Number 8, Mystique and Destiny. I'm sure a lot of you have seen Mystique in the X-Men movies, played by very popular actor Jennifer Lawrence. In the comics, Mystique is openly bisexual, which makes sense for someone who can shapeshift into either gender. But a character who hasn't appeared in the X-Men movies yet is Destiny, Mystique's partner, who has the ability to see into the future. Starting off as something similar to a business relationship, the two eventually become romantically involved. Mystique helped Destiny try to make sense of her powers when they were first manifesting. Destiny would keep a dream diary of vivid dreams of visions she would have. With the dream journals, they attempted to prevent or reshape certain events from happening. Unfortunately, Destiny was killed off, but I'm sure the diaries and memories that Mystique still has for her gives her some closure. Number 7, Northstar and Kyle. Northstar is considerably one of the most prominent characters to ever represent open sexuality in the Marvel Universe because he was the first one. He can move at superhuman speeds, and outside of his hero role, he is well-rounded and a talented individual. Kyle, on the other hand, seemed to just go from a few cameo appearances to a serious and developed relationship with Northstar, even though he begins as his manager. Later on, in one of the most influential and biggest political moments in comic books, the two engage and hold a wedding. Tons of news outlets and media covered this because it was the first big openly gay comic book wedding among the two characters. The couple tapped into a couple of real-world issues as gay marriage, of course, which was just legalized in New York when their marriage happened, and Kyle was put at risk of deportation to Canada. Number 6, Frenchy and Rob. The 2007 reboot of Moon Knight had fans skeptical because they were not sure what to expect from Charlie Houston's interpretation of its revival. They were met with some unexpected news as the character Frenchy was brought back with the new interpretation that he was gay. This brought on some trouble as Frenchy was soon after attacked in an attempt to enrage Moon Knight. Things get better for the character, however, as he later addresses his sexual feelings, then finding a partner in Rob. It was nice for readers to watch the character find someone he could be with, as his feelings for Moon Knight could never be followed up on. This new couple seemed to have a happily ever after sort of ending as they go on to open a restaurant together and live rather content lives from then on. Houston certainly took the reins on the character he'd always loved reading and introduced some great character development along the way. Number 5, Fat and Vivisector. This story is called Ecstatic, and the story was set in the future where media coverage evolved into following superheroes like celebrities. This is where the importance of these two heroes come in, as they predicted that coming out as a gay superhero couple would attract quite a bit of publicity, something they sought after. This plan definitely worked, and the news went crazy over the two's relationship. Their sexual orientation wasn't the only aspect that drew attention to the two. They were noticeably near opposites of each other. Where Vivisector was a highly educated and composed man who grew up in class, Fat was a low-class man who liked to get rowdy pretty often. The two's unexpected relationship to the world felt more like an episode of the Kardashians than the actions of superheroes. Number 4, Wiccan and Hulking. Back when the Avengers disbanded for a number of years, a group of young teenage Avengers formed together in order to temporarily replace a team that had left. One of these members was Wiccan, a mystical character that had similar powers to Scarlet Witch. There was also Hulking, a very strong shape-shifting hybrid male alien. The couple wasn't officially revealed until later, but fans could easily pick up the two after they were a thing. In Avengers The Children's Crusade number 9, Hulking proposes to Wiccan after months of the Young Avengers being disbanded from a mission that went terribly wrong. In this same issue, the two finally kiss for the audience to see, making it 7 years since they were both introduced. Being such a power couple and fan favorites, fans will hopefully get to see more in the future with their relationship getting even more layers of depth. Number 3, Renee Montoya and Kate Kane. These two had what was certainly a fan favorite partnership. Kane, much better known as Batwoman, and her partner Renee were a great pair because of their many similarities between them. They were both determined, strong female characters who fought for similar ideas, but both had enough personal attributes to make them interesting individual characters. This allowed for their relationship to make them quite possibly the most prominent lesbian couple in the comics since its release, despite the rather short lifespan of their partnership. When asked about the decision for Batwoman to be gay, Senior Vice President of DC replied that they wanted the universe to be more diverse and reflect current society better. Even though their relationship was short-lived, fans will remember it positively for quite some time due to the overall sweetness of their time together. Number 2, Poison Ivy and Harley Quinn. So obviously when talking about power couples, one that comes to mind is the Joker and Harley Quinn, the twisted relationship that has shown the audience just how crazy the two are. What some don't know is that the Clown Princess has been in a relationship with Poison Ivy in multiple stories, all of which are canon. For years, there's been speculation on whether the two were lovers or not from the constant flirtations and remarks they make to each other. Well, DC took it to Twitter and said yes, they are girlfriends without the jealousy of monogamy. It's pretty refreshing to see Harley Quinn be in a relationship where she's not constantly verbally, mentally, and physically abused. It would be cool to see if DC ever brings its dynamic and different relationship to the big screen. Maybe it wouldn't be as entertaining as the one with the Joker, but it would be quite the change up. Number 1, Shatterstar and Richter. A creation of Rob Liefeld, Shatterstar of Planet Mojo World was originally portrayed as an asexual character, so you have to wonder how he ended up on this list. Rob made this happen through some pretty smart character development, attributed to the extended amount of time Shatterstar spent on Earth. Apparently, during this time, he formed a very strong emotional bond with Richter, who has been recorded as having been in relationships with both men and women in the past, and started a dedicated partnership that was rather prominent in the Marvel Universe. In fact, these two hold the title of being the first pair of gay major Marvel characters to kiss each other on the pages of the comics. These two had one of the best known relationships in the Marvel Universe as a whole, not just in the LGBT community of comics. And that is it for the video, guys. As always, I hope you all enjoyed. If you did, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe for more. Make sure to follow me on Twitter at Valplana, and I'll see you all later.